Good or bad? My frustration with Katt Williams comes from you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions?
And what is the new Pope doing?
Pope Kevin is lifting her arms into her signature muscle man pose.
Truly adorable, and everyone loves it.
Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
Let's talk about this whole thing that's bubbling in Hollywood right now. The kind of drama that makes you squint your eyes and say, damn, that ain't no coincidence. Kevin Hart, the so-called golden boy of comedy. Yeah, he got the followers, the funny workout videos, the sold-out tours. But behind that permanent smile and corny charm, there's a storm of shady energy swirling.
The fun fact about the New York Knicks, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Katt Williams bought the Knicks.
He definitely bought it.
He bought the Knicks, yeah. And it's rumored that he took the Knicks back, returned them with a receipt.
Yeah, you can do that. You didn't know you could do that.
The first person ever did.
Yeah. Oh, they gave him a 30-day policy.
He bought them for 15 days.
And returned them.
Yeah. That's another fun fact about the New York Knicks.
He made the team.
He played.
He played. Oh, he played.
He played with the Knicks.
And now all eyes are on Shannon Sharpe, a man who built himself up from dirt, rose to the top of the sports world, and made the transition into media like a king. But lately it's been nothing but smoke and fire around him. A $100 million deal gone. A freaky, wild lawsuit from a 19-year-old OnlyFans model. And now his name being dragged through the mud with the kind of accusations that make sponsors sprint in the opposite direction. But here's where it starts getting real spooky. Katt Williams, the comedic OG, the truth teller with no filter, came out and said exactly what some of us been whispering for years. This wasn't no accident. This was a hit, a setup, a takedown, a Hollywood chess move. And guess who he pointed the finger at? Kevin damn Hart. Yeah, the man who always somehow walks through the chaos untouched, unfazed, and unfired.
And he put this dress on, and what? The prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know.
While other legends are getting smoked left and right, Kevin just keeps rising. Katt been calling this out for years. This ain't new beef. This been simmering since the early 2000s when Katt was the hottest thing smoking. He had the streets on lock, the comedy game on smash, and a voice that couldn't be ignored, but somewhere along the line the spotlight moved.
New Pope is 9-year-old Oscar nominee Kevin Wallace.
Wow. Wow. I don't think anyone saw this one coming.
Kevin Wallace, of course, the first African-American, the first female, and first child pope.
And it didn't move naturally, like it moved like someone pushed it. Roles Katt was promised, gone. TV deals vanished, studio support dead, and guess who showed up every time with a brand new opportunity, a shiny suit, and a studio backing him? Like the second coming of Eddie Murphy? Kevin, straight up. Now don't get it twisted, Katt ain't hating for no reason. He watched it happen, he saw it play out in real time. Kevin came into Hollywood on Soul Plane, a flop that should have been a death sentence for a new comedian. But instead of it ruining his career, it became his launching pad. TV shows, movie franchises, a brand new comedy lane carved just for him. Meanwhile, Katt was getting painted as unstable, a crackhead, a liability. Hollywood loves a good narrative, and they made Katt the villain. But here's the thing, Katt wasn't spiraling, he was resisting. He was saying no to the clownery, no to degrading scenes, no to selling out. And every time he said no, Kevin got a yes. That ain't coincidence. That's orchestration.
Good or bad? My frustration with Katt Williams comes from you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You f***ed off your promo fucking trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios fucking with you.
And it got deeper when the whole putting black men in dresses era came around. You remember that time? Every major black comedian suddenly finding themselves in wigs and heels for laughs. Katt said hell no. Dave Chappelle, another legend, said hell no. And even Kevin at first said he wouldn't do it. He was in interviews talking about boundaries, standards, and knowing your brand. Then boom, I see SNL hits, and there's Kevin in a dress acting like he ain't just violate every word he said before. Katt saw that and said, yup, there it is. The mask off moment. See, Katt wasn't just throwing shade for the sake of drama. He was exposing a pattern. Hollywood keeps recycling the same formula. Break down the outspoken ones and elevate the agreeable ones. Katt had issues with scripts demanding degrading scenes, like the infamous one in Friday After Next where they wanted him to play out an assault scene in a bathroom. He refused, said no man should be humiliated like that for a laugh. And what happened? Blacklisted. Now guess who didn't have a problem with those scenes? Kevin. Guess who kept getting deals? Kevin. It's too clean to be random. And then came 2024. Katt hit Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharpe, but it was Charlie the Lockout, Sikowitz, and boy, he ain't hold back. That interview lit the internet on fire. Katt laid it all out.
Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
Said Kevin was a plant, someone placed in Hollywood to take up space and keep the rest quiet. Said ain't nobody remember a sold out Kevin Hart comedy show before he got his deals. No struggle, no grind, just sudden success. That's not hustle, that's positioning. And Kevin, he ain't say nothing at first, but not long after he popped up on an NBA broadcast acting goofy, tossing random jokes about Katt buying and returning the Knicks like he was at Walmart. Fans saw right through it. That wasn't comedy. That was a shot, a low-key dig, and guess what happened next? Shannon Sharpe, the very man who gave Katt a platform to speak, started getting hit. It started slow, deals falling through, sponsors ghosting him, guests canceling last minute. Then boom, the lawsuit. Gabriela Zuniga, a 19-year-old OnlyFans model accusing a 50-something-year-old Shannon of wild behavior, manipulation, race play, threats, recordings, all that. Now listen, we don't excuse no foul behavior, but the timing's sus. Just as Shannon's about to close a $100 million media deal, nah, that don't add up, especially when she came loaded with high-level legal backing out of nowhere.
I'm 44 years old. I get my blood tested every 3 months for the last 15 years. All narcotic tests have come up 0.00%. You look up my rap sheet. I've never had a DUI or a possession of anything. See, when you real, you can tell the truth about anything or anybody. I answer to no one but God.
Then Jaguar Wright came in dropping bombs, said this Gabriella girl was no random, said she was connected to Hollywood directly, named names, pulled receipts, tied her to the Zuniga family, the same elite circle where Kevin Hart sits comfortably. It's starting to look like Gabriella wasn't just some scorned lover, she was a bullet, loaded and aimed. Then came the voice notes, Shannon talking crazy, saying wild stuff. And when fans heard it, the internet exploded. Then Shannon's own lawyer admitted he tried to pay Gabriella $10 million to keep things quiet.
My date your age. Well, I want to date my wage. I'm finna shut all this ish down tonight. I want to date my wage.
Stay right there.
Where y'all at? Hey, Chad, where they at?
And he did it more than once.
Women trying to shame older men into picking them. Because see, that's the competition. Older women ain't the competition with older women. It's them young ones.
Right.
It's them young ones that come.
Yeah.
That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself.
Innocent or not, that move screams damage control. But who really pressed play on this whole situation? That's where the streets started talking. Kevin made some calls. Kevin got friends in high places. He don't need to get his hands dirty. All he got to do is whisper. And when he whispers, networks listen, studios listen, sponsors sprint, and folks like Shannon, they crumble under the weight of it all. But don't miss the bigger picture. This ain't just about Kevin versus Katt or Shannon's messy situation. This is about a system that rewards silence and punishes truth. Katt Williams, Monique, and now Shannon. All outspoken, all loud, all truth tellers, and all systematically targeted. Their voices silenced, their bags cut, their names dragged. But who's always clean? Kevin. Katt once said, when you real, you can speak on anybody because you answer to no one but God. And that's why he keeps talking. That's why folks keep listening. Because even if you don't like him, you can't say he's lying. So now we're here watching it all unfold. Shannon fighting for his life in court. Katt still standing tall in truth. Kevin sipping tequila with The Rock untouched. But fans ain't blind no more. We peeped the pattern and we got questions. How many more voices gotta be silenced before we admit something's rotten in the foundation? How many black legends gotta fall for one man to keep rising? And how long before the game finally exposes its real players? I'ma let y'all decide, but don't sleep because this ain't over, not by a long shot.